Gold and coal represents a spectrum of mental health. Each is on the complete opposite. Coal would be the abyss, depression, or hell, pure terror, pure fear, all pretty much synonyms. On the complete opposite side, we have gold, which is bliss, peace, heaven, pretty much the ideal of what everyone shoots for. Every decision you make, no matter how small it seems, shifts you in one direction on the spectrum. And the more you can become conscious of these decisions you make, the more you'll be able to affect your life in a positive way and redirect your life consciously and really choose how you feel and choose to accept your emotions no matter how negative or positive they are, understanding that they're kind of like tides of an ocean. They're always flowing in one direction or another, and learning to kind of ride these waves, as I would phrase it, is really effective in helping your mental health in general. So I just wanted to start out by sharing some of my mental health journey for the past 2.5 years. So I had never really thought too much about mental health. In our society, we're really taught to look outside, and as a guy especially, we're not really taught anything about our emotions, or that men aren't supposed to be emotional, they're supposed to be strong, not supposed to cry. And going through depression as a freshman in college was definitely the most eye-opening and completely perspective-shifting event in my entire life. And there are definitely a lot of causes to what causes anybody to be depressed, but I can only speak from my experience, and it really all comes down to the core of I was worried too much about what other people were thinking of me. I wasn't looking inward for validation, I was looking outward, trying to please other people and what other people thought about me. And that's a trap that a lot of us fall into, because if you're going around trying to please other people, worried about what they think, you'll never be completely happy, because there will always be people that like you, there will always be people that love you, there will always be people that dislike you, and there will always be people that hate you just for being exactly who you are. So unless you're exactly living in your truth, firm knowing that this is who you are, you can't live your life trying to be somebody else, is what I pretty much learned on this journey. I would also say that knowing this now and not being able to take responsibility in the time, that I take full responsibility for basically causing my own suffering. And I would say that basically the core of it was my inability to simply let go and be present in the moment. And what I mean by that is there were a lot of events in my past and thinking about the future and thinking about these thoughts pretty much on repeat and clinging to them, believing them to be real, when in reality the only thing that's actually real is right here and now, the moment that you're actually experiencing. So you're putting too much stock into these thoughts, these negative thoughts that happened in the past, or negative thoughts or fear about the future, and that stuff was just rattling through my mind, and I didn't really have a good way to cope with any of that. And the more you cling to it, the longer it goes, from 1 day to 2 days to a week, 3 weeks to a month, and you're 2 months in, you believe these stories you tell yourself in your mind to be 100% true without questioning them. And meditation was just one of those things I learned that really helped me to observe my thoughts more objectively and kind of silent my mind to get to the point where I realized that none of that stuff was even real, and my own suffering was and anxiety was self-caused. Now, that might not be the same for every single person if it has something to do with physical ailments or something, but in my specific case, anxiety and depression was caused by my clinging to my thoughts and my inability to simply detach and just be myself in the present moment. And throughout my journey, I realized there's a huge stigma, a huge silence about mental health in our society as a whole, which I want to help break. And I realized that through my journey, we're all going through a very similar experience. Some people may have lower lows and some people may have higher highs, but it's really all on the same path. They're all very similar experiences, and the more we can help share our stories, even if this could just help one person that's going through a similar experience, sharing something, it'll have been worth it.